Hello, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Kristen Gauze, and I am the Manager of Business Development and Solutions here at INSZoom. I'm going to talk to you today about creating case steps with events in Enterprise Edition. The reason why this is specific to Enterprise Edition is because you can create case steps within Professional, but the action of creating an event is specific to Enterprise Edition. As we get started today, let's just quickly cover what are case steps. So we're going to move through our PowerPoint presentation, which is going to show you very briefly how to create case steps with events, and then we will switch to a live interactive webinar where I show you how to create them within INSZoom. Case steps can be created for each petition. They allow an organization to create case steps for a petition so that you can track the status of an application. This allows internal team members or managers of global mobility professionals and paralegals to be able to check the case status, see where a petition is at. It also allows you to grant access to the case status to your HR or global mobility professionals along with foreign nationals. And if they log into the portals and you have granted them access to each of the steps, they can see where you are in the process. You can create case steps that are specific to each immigration process, or you can have a standard set of case steps that you have created for all of your petitions so that you can keep track of them. This will help if maybe you're trying to calculate throughput time, how long does it take you from start to finish to go through an entire immigration process. It also allows you to hold team members accountable. They need to mark the case step as completed when they occur because there's a time and date stamp, and you can go back and review and see, maybe when did you send out questionnaires, when was a case approved, when did you close the case. All of these are made possible through the use of case steps. You can also create an ad hoc report, and you can run a report on case steps. You can see what was the last case step completed, what date was it marked completed. It'll show you possibly if you have 30 case steps on one immigration petition, which ones have been marked completed and which ones are left as marked uncompleted. So it really does give you a lot of functionality. Attaching an event to it gives it even more functionality. So to get started, when you log into INSZoom, the first thing you want to do is hover over the wrench and screwdriver so you get this pop-up window, and you want to click on Knowledge Base. Once the page loads and you can see all of your petitions, then you want to click on the petition that you want to add the case steps to. The third step in the process, once you are looking at your petition, is to click on Reminders and Steps. Once the page loads, then you have your reminders and steps for the petition. If you have old reminders and steps that are showing, you can select them and delete them so that you can start over. To get started adding a new case step, you simply make sure that Add New Reminder and Step is appearing on the screen, and then you click the green arrow. When you click the green arrow, you get this pop-up window, and this is where you actually create your reminder and step. So you create a name, you can add a description if you would like to, you can set a priority, so you can either have it as a normal priority or high priority. You then select, and you must select the number of days for the step to be completed. So for this particular item, send questionnaires and document checklists to the client, this is the first step in the process. This is my action item. It should be completed within 1 day. So I have added 1 working day. If you are following up with your foreign national to see if they've completed the questionnaires, maybe you have allowed them 7 days to complete them. So then you could change this to 7 working days. The next boxes for client access, corporation access, or vendor access, this allows you to grant access to this particular step through the portals. So for this one, you can mark, yes, I want the foreign national to log in. That's the client. And I want them to be able to see this case step. So I've marked it so that they can see it. If you leave it either blank or as no, when they log into the portal, they won't be able to see that case step. And then you have created your case step. So as you go through, you just repeat the process. Step number 5, you just continue to do this same thing again and again and again. And then once you have gotten all of your case steps created, then you can add the step event. Now, a step event means that you are adding an event or an action to occur when you mark the case as completed. So when I mark a case step completed, for example, item number 1, send questionnaires and document checklists, when I mark that completed, I want the email to automatically pop up. I want it to already be drafted, and I want the questionnaire and document checklist to already be attached. Now, if you think about this, okay, so you add a case into Zoom for your client, you've created a case, you have your document checklist, and you have your questionnaire, then you're going to go send an email. Think of all of the steps that you have to take within Zoom to complete that task. If you add a step event to the case step, you click one green check mark, and all of that happens for you automatically. So utilizing and really harnessing the power of these step events can greatly improve your functionality. They're fantastic. Okay, so you click Add Step Event, you click the green arrow, and then you begin the process of creating your event. So once you have clicked that button, your next decision is to decide which of your case steps do you want the event to occur. So for number 7 here, what we're going to choose is I'm going to click the arrow, or the lightning bolt, sorry, for follow up with clients on the questionnaires. Now I just simply click on Add New Event to begin the process of creating it. And now I must decide, when do I want the event to occur? I want the event to occur when I mark the case step as completed. Once you choose that, then you click Next. You can choose the other options if you'd like, but for me, when I mark a case step completed, that's when I want the event to occur. The next option is, how will it occur? Well, I want it to occur, I want it to be an email, I want my event email, and I want it to be user interface, which means that the email will pop up on my screen so that I can review it before sending it to a client. The other option for this drop-down is in the background, which means once you mark it complete, your email will be sent automatically in the background, which is great if you're sending your client a survey and you just want it to automatically go out. But for this particular item, I want to be able to review it. So I'm going to click Send Email, User Interface, and then Next. Now is the process of actually completing the event, or like drafting it. So what I would like to do, I'm going to start at the top. I want my recipient to always be the client. If you want to CC or BC someone, you can. If you want to, in this line down here, BCC maybe a group email box, then you can type in the name of that email box. I do recommend that you pick a generic box to do this too, so that as emails are being sent out, for example, maybe you are sending a survey to your client automatically in the background, and you want to send a copy of that survey to your law firm. Do not choose a person if you can avoid it. I recommend you have a generic box created within Outlook, for example, surveys@INSZoom.com. And the reason why I make this suggestion is because surveys@INSZoom.com may never change, but employees come and go. And if you put a specific employee's email address here on the BCC line, that means that all of the petitions that are open with this event, they're going to continue to send emails to that person even after they leave your company. So it is always best when you use events to create, if you're going to BCC anybody, a generic box. If you want any more information about this, then just reach out to me via email, and I can explain it a little bit further. It's just I have learned through trial and error as someone who has used Enterprise for 7.5 years. Sometimes you experience things and you like to share that golden nugget with others. For subject line and message, you can click refer keywords at the top of the screen and use your keywords to populate your event. This is fantastic because you use these keywords to create your email. You don't have to plug anything into the message of your email. So once you do that, I'm going to click slides, but we actually are going to go down to the bottom of the page. We're not done yet. So then you want to finish creating your template here. So you can choose extranet access. There's a drop down and you can see what's available. For this particular item, I am following up again for my client to send me some documents. So yeah, I'm going to mark off they can upload documents. You can attach questionnaires. You can link them. You can link forms. You can even add a document checklist. So really, if you create an event with your intro email, you can already create, you can attach the questionnaire, you can attach the document checklist, and then you can send it to your client. When you get down to the bottom of the page, you can see here that it automatically pulled in my email signature as I was creating this event. I recommend you always delete this so it's blank. And the reason is, if you leave your information down here in the signature, as your colleagues go to create these events, it's going to actually pull in your email signature because that's how you created the event. So you want to leave it blank so it pulls in their information. When you are finished, you go back up to the top of the screen and you click on Save as Draft. It will close that window, and then you want to click Finish. Okay, so once you have created the event, now what you want to do is you want to go test the event at the case level. So go pick a client or a foreign national, go to their profile, open a new petition, open the petition for the one you just created the event, and then when the page loads at that particular case, you can go to Reminders and Steps, and you can review the reminders and steps that you just created. Once you get there, you're going to see your case steps, and the one that you created the event for is going to have a lightning bolt. So you can see I've created my case step. Here's my lightning bolt. That's how I know where my event is, and then you mark the green checkbox to activate the event. So once you mark the checkbox, here's the screen that you get for marking them as completed. All right, so you check the ones you want, you click on Save, and now your email is popping up. This is the event. You mark your case step as completed, and here is the event popping up on your screen. And you can see this is what we have created. And so I used the keywords for company name, foreign national first name, last name, and that this was a follow-up. And then I used in the body of the email, Dear Mr., which was salutation, and the last name. And there it is. And then you can click Send. So it does all of the work for you. All right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to reduce my PowerPoint presentation. We have logged into INSZoom. I have gone to the knowledge base. I'm going to go click on my petition. The page is going to load for me. I'm now going to click on Reminders and Steps. And you can see that this matches what was in the PowerPoint. To add a new reminder or step, you just select this. It should automatically appear for you at the top, but if you click the drop down, you know there's other options. Then you click the green arrow. Let me scoot this over. Okay, then you just simply fill in the name of your reminder or step. So let's just make up a different one. We're going to leave it as normal, 1 working day, and I don't want anybody to have access to it. So I'm going to click on Save. it's gonna save my event. It's down here at the bottom. If you want to resequence these, change them, edit them, delete them, you can do that all from this screen. Very simple. If you need other options, you can review what's going on over here. But for send survey, let's put our event on there. Okay, so let's go to the drop down, add step event, click the green arrow, you choose what step. So I'm going to choose the last one. All right. Now what I do is click Add New Event. All right, let me pull this over here. And just like we discussed on the PowerPoint, you want to decide when do you want it to occur. I want my event to occur when the step is changed to completed. Now we have a new screen, the next screen. All right, now you have to decide, like I said in the PowerPoint presentation, when do you want it to occur, or what do you want to occur. So I want to have a send email user interface so I can review it. Then you click Next. And it's loading on my other screen, so let me pull it over for you. All right. Here we go. Here's the email. This is the template for the event. So you're going to say, yep, I want to send it to the client. You can enter in your subject line. You can, so if you have another email template created, you can actually click Select Message and pull that in. You don't need to retype it. But for this one, we're just going to send an email. So you just type in the information. Dear, and you can use the keyword for salutation. Dear Mr. And let's just pull in, just to be quick, I'm just going to copy and paste what I have, but you want to use the keyword for salutation. So you type your email. If you have a link, maybe you're using SurveyMonkey or some other survey, you can add the link in here. And then when you're finished with this, you can click on Save as Draft. But just to quickly review with everybody, if you recall from the PowerPoint, you can include questionnaires if you want to. You can allow them to upload documents. You can attach a file. Maybe you send an intro email to your client. You want to include a process flow overview document that you've created. It's in PDF, so you can actually attach that right here. You can link questionnaires and document checklists. And again, be sure to delete your email address so that it pulls in from the case manager who's actually working on the case. All right, so once you've done all of that, then you click Save as Draft. And then you want to click on Finish. And you have now created your event. So let's just go test it out. So I'm going to go to my foreign national. I'm going to create or open or add a case. I'm going to open a petition that I just added the event to. All right, so I'm going to choose my petition. All right, choose. I'm going to make sure that I am the case manager for my case and click Save. Okay, now that the page is loaded, I'm going to go to reminders and steps so that I can look at all of my case steps. All right, and you can see here's all of my case steps. The one that have events have lightning bolts. There's the bottom one. There's the lightning bolt. If you add a description to your case step, then the description shows up within that box. If you don't want the event to occur, if you actually click this lightning bolt, you can delete it. That can be helpful. For example, maybe the petition ended and you don't want to send them a survey, so you want to delete that. You can go ahead and delete it. Now, to activate your event, what we want to do is just click on the green check mark, and you can do more than one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the first two. And I'm going to click Save. And hopefully you have your pop-ups enabled. And you can see that I just activated the event. So all I had to do was mark that case step as complete, and the email pops up on my screen, and there it is with the individual's name in the subject line, Dear Mr. Bennett. If you have attached any documents or questionnaires, they would be there. My email signature pulled in at the bottom. I was a piece of cake. All I had to do was click a button. And then you click on Send, and your email goes out to your client. So just look at all of the options that are available to you when you're creating the event. And think about ways that you can utilize the event section and attach those events to a case step to improve efficiency. So your intro email to your client, possibly any follow-up emails, you can attach them. And so when you mark them as complete, the email pops up. You don't have to go over to the email section, compose email, find the one that you want to send to your client. Take the time, configure your case steps, add the events, utilize your keywords, attach any documents that you need, and you can really, if you think about it, you can sit here at your case steps and just mark them complete and basically process the whole case. So you can very, very significantly improve the efficiency within your law firm. So thank you very, very much for joining me today. If you have any questions with regards to this webinar and creating case steps with events, please do not hesitate to send me an email at kristen.gause@inszoom.com. And if you are curious about the other webinars that we have, if you go to our website, INSZoom.com, and you click on the Events tab, you can see the previous webinars. So past events will show you the previous webinars, and there's it says Watch. So obviously if you click Watch, it will send you over to our YouTube channel, and you can review the previously recorded webinars. We have a couple of immigration webinars. We have one on creating ad hoc reports, and also one on creating email templates. So you can review those at your leisure. You can rewind them and listen to them again if you want to. So if you'd like, please take the time, click on INSZoom.com, go to the Events tab, and watch the other webinars. Thank you very much for joining us.